Maximus Analysis here for May 9th, 2016. And today was a whole lot of nothing to do. So again, it's all about, to me, having a time, and this comes with maturity for every trader. Unfortunately, trading is not like any other job. So when you go to a job, you expect to do work. You want to do work. You want to get things busy. You want to continue to, you want to make progress. Problem with trading is that you have to wait for the trade to come to you. And today just was not that case. So I posted out the levels in the morning. I posted 2050, 59, and I think it's 75 and 2048. It ping ponged pretty much between those levels that I posted. And that was the ES on the daily, and this is the 15-minute. So you can see it pretty much tap those levels all day, and it's giving higher lows right now. Well, it kind of is giving lower highs as well. It just didn't do anything. So again, in hindsight, there will always be the person, and I don't like posting like this because I think it doesn't give any justice to people that really are in this trying to make money. The person will say, oh, you ping pong here, you're just trading the range and stuff like. Most people can't do that. And again, it's screaming down like this. Again, I don't like taking breakout trades, but this is just going sideways. So we will continue to look at this and see if they can hold this 2048 level overnight and see what happens to the upside if they're going to break this 2059.50 area or 50.75 area in the morning or overnight session and go from there. But there was nothing to do today and kind of just sit on your hands day. So we'll watch that, and the 2026 is the big level that again, once they stay over that, that's fine. But if they crack that 2026 level, I would expect to see some significant type of selling coming. So we'll look at the weekly for the ES, and we can still see that again it's just an indecision, basically like almost like a small doji, and they're in the middle of last week's range. So let's see if they can break below that, and then 2026 brings it like right around here, that thereof. So we still have the lower highs in place, and it's just a frustrating sideways market, but you do not want to short a boring market because you can end up getting squeezed because you were not being patient. Patience is one of the least most underrated qualities of a trader, is to wait for the trade to come to you versus you just trying to make something happen because you feel like you need to be busy. All right, enough of that. Let's go into the levels for the NQ on the daily. And 4274.50 needs to hold. Again, they need to get back above this 4600, 4550 area to resume the bull type of move. And you can see that they're layering pretty much above right to these highs. So they need to bounce something quick, or if they bounce up in weak volume, they could come down. We can run down really quickly to that. But we'll continue to look at the higher time frames for the NQ. And I think the NQ everybody probably has the worst looking one of the charts, being that it rolled over, right? It didn't come back into the range. So this would be, to me, it's just a lower high off of here and it's sideways. So we'll continue to watch. Looking at the YM, again, we don't heavily weigh into that because it's just 30 components and it gets whipped around a lot. But we see that we have a significant level of the 17,450 area that we want to see hold to the upside, just to continue. Again, it could come back into it. I mean, preferably you want it to layer above this previous high, but there's another previous high breakout point that they got to, and this is the second time they're testing it. So we need them to close above 1800 quickly and give us some type of movement. CL actually is giving more bearish type of moves. So you see that it gave what will be in candlestick world. You have a couple of down type of candlesticks. So you have, this is called a doji for those that don't know. Again, I'm not making any assumptions on anybody's experience level, but it's just showing indecision. They really opened here, went up, went down, and then closed right here. This is a shooting star pattern, meaning that they went up and came and closed near the lows. Okay, they didn't come and break above these highs, and then they gave another engulfing type of pattern, meaning, and this might not be a perfect engulfing pattern, so calm down, guys. Typically, you want the engulfing part to encompass the entire range of the day. So you won't want it to get above, the highs and the lows. So engulfing, you would want it to be something like this. Come on, guys. You would want it to engulf everything, like the whole previous bar, right? That didn't happen with this one, if you can see from here, but it came pretty close to engulfing all of it, and this is definitely a bearish sign. So we'll continue to watch that one and see if 43.22 is going to hold. Again, they need to recapture the 46.47 level pretty quickly for more upside potential, because the weekly does look a little bit weak. Let's look at Apple, and Apple was, it's continuing to the downside. I don't see anything right now. Again, it might seem a little overbought, but I would more look at the higher time frame of a weekly to kind of say, like, listen, does this, yeah, I get it, it's close to this support level, but I'm not going to, this still looks like it has some more room to the downside. My downside target would be around the 87 to 85 level, and those that think it's unrealistic, it's 93 now. So again, we don't fall in love with any type of stock. We make sure we're trading the price action. Amazon as well, we're continuing to watch this one. Again, it went higher, of course, and again, but we're just going to watch to see how this price action moves based on the weekly time frame. Now, the weekly time frame is so far so good, but you're starting to get, again, this was the earnings, so you saw the spike in volume, but it still hasn't broke above these highs, and again, it could, but I want to see what this body candle is. And again, a break of this lows, would have a small, enter in a small type of position to the short side because of how many weeks it's been up. And again, this is a very basic type of way to count things, but you have 6 bars down, 13 bars up, so double the amount of bars, and still hasn't taken out the previous highs. So again, unless they get some volume very quickly, we'll see, because again, also to look at is the bar size is starting to get smaller as well. So we'll continue to watch that one. Let's look at VRX, and VRX needs to do something quickly, or we're going to continue to see more downside potential. And it is broken above this little trend line that I had here, and it didn't recapture this upward portion, so it needs to regain the 33.83 in my opinion, just to give it some survival. But if it breaks the lows, you could definitely see 23.25 for this name. And going to the higher time frame of the weekly, you can still see that it's just, again, it still looks just like a little small, bear flag for more downside potential. So be careful, don't load the boat, and don't go to start saying how low can it go, because we could have had the same conversations with GoPro, Groupon, a bunch of them that just don't do it. Another one in this space that we watch is Chesapeake. Chesapeake has given up a lot since it got near the 7.5 level. It's dropped almost in half. Again, I would not short here, but it needs to, if it gets anywhere close to here, it needs to hold this $3.66 level, or we're going to see the $2.75 level, which is around here. Now, I usually don't try to trade things so, price under $10, because again, if I really had my target right, it would be like zero. Like, that's where they would go. They would be like right here at $1, and they could get there, but again, I would look at see what crude is going to be doing in the overnight session. So again, continue to keep your powder dry if you don't know where the directions is going for the market. And there's nothing wrong with saying I didn't take any trades, because no trades were provided to me. Don't try to force a trade out the market. Usually that means you end up trading chop, or you're chasing something and your stop is not going to be where you want it to be, because you just said, I'm let me go with a nibble, like quote unquote nibble, just to get into it. Basically, it's almost like you feeding your addiction of trading. So try to keep it more business side and say, I didn't see anything, and just let me get out. So again, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Remember those levels that we talked about, which is 2048 level, 2036, and 2026, and we'll post those. I post those early in the morning as well, before the market action. So we'll continue to watch it. Take care.